Good morning, welcome to another episode of HardFoul Radio. This is the show that values time and puts God first. Let's get started. So, 7 Sundays until we have football again. Can't wait. And I've been beating this drum or building up this drum, and I'm finally willing to commit today. And that is, despite the disrespect from national media, despite the disrespect from a lot of insiders, the Denver Broncos are going to be a 13-win football team. No hesitation, no pause, 13 wins. You can count them out now, and we're going to count them out. We're going to pull up the schedule here in a second. Listen, the Chiefs during their dynastic run had two clear things. They had the best coach in the game and the best quarterback in the game, right? And they had two other elite all-time guys throughout the entirety of the run, that being Travis Kelce and Chris Jones. Well, who was the second best team during the Chiefs run? I would tell you it's the 49ers. They got to Super Bowls, one with Garoppolo, one with Purdy. Obviously, they lost both times to the Chiefs, but the Niners were amazing during that run. And a lot of you would say, myself included on the first one, weren't in love with either of their quarterbacks. No one really is going to, beat the drum for Jimmy Garoppolo, and a lot of you, myself included, aren't beating the drum for Brock Purdy. Now, with that being said, I want to emphasize, I am not here to argue Bo Nix with anyone. Bo, you either like him, you don't like him. I don't really care, nor do I think that matters too much. What were the Niners during that stretch? They were a great defense, offensive line, running team, more physical, and they had a better coach. That was their formula to success. It was not quarterback-centric. They had a great offensive line, running game, and a dominant defense. What does Denver have this year? Even if you don't like Bo, they're going to have a better running game. J.K. Dobbins, R.J. Harvey. They're going to have, in my opinion, the third best, arguably the second best offensive line in football, especially with the Lions, the more as they've had guys retire and lose to injuries. I would say only Philadelphia is in contention. I would give the pass to Philadelphia, who said they're still the best O-line in football, but Denver's right there. And this defense, which is already great, is going to be even better with the additions of Greenlaw and Hufanga, ironically from that same Niners run that I was talking about. So if I just have those components, plus I have Sean Payton as my head coach, similar to Kyle Shanahan. So I'm going to have running game, great offensive line, defense. And when you put those together, how many teams, when you really go down the schedule, are you better than? Well, let's take a look. So, week 1, I like Cam Ward. I think Cam Ward's going to be good. This is a really rough spot. They're going to Denver. Week 1, give it to the Broncos, 1-0. Then you got the Colts. That's a win, 2-0. I think the Chargers, weirdly enough, I think they lose this game. They've had issues with the Chargers in the Jim Harbaugh era, so let's go 2-1. The Bengals, I think they're better than the Bengals, 3-1. The Eagles, 3-2. So we're at 3-2, right, through 5 games. I think that's being fair. And I'll even put back a little bit. If you guys want to say, oh, well, the Bengals you think are going to be better and the Bengals won the game last year, okay, cool. Even if you wanted to say that. I disagree, but if you want to say that. Jets, Giants, Cowboys, Texans, Raiders. 5-game win streak. 5-game win streak. So I've got them now 8-2. The Chiefs game. This is not only in Denver, this is prepared with a mini bye because that Raiders game is Thursday night the previous week, and then you're going into a bye. Whatever Sean Payton has in his ultimate bag of tricks, his ultimate let me game plan for one team, the Chiefs are going to get every single bit of that. Now, the Chiefs were also coming off a bye at this time, and that will be in their favor. But in Denver, you have a mini bye before, you had an actual bye after it. Denver wins this game. They're now 9-2. With all due respect to the Commanders, I think the Commanders had a great run at the end of their season, and the playoffs is obviously a great story. I'm not as high in them as an overall team as a lot of people are. So we go 10-2. Then I have the Raiders 11-2. The Packers 12-2. Jaguars 13-2. Whatever you want to do with these last two games, it'll all depend on where seeding is. They'll obviously play. But I got 13 wins right there. And even if you want to say, okay, they split with the Raiders because division, they're going to win one of those last two, either the Chargers game or the Chiefs game. Probably the Chargers game, split with the Chiefs, split with the Chargers, split with the Raiders. The three teams in division you split with, and I don't think that's realistic, but let's say 3-3. This is a 13-win football team because they're going to go into almost all those games. Better O-line, better defense, better head coach. Titans, yes. Colts, yes. I think they have that against the Chargers, but it's division. Bengals, yes. Eagles, no. Eagles, better than them. Understood. Jets, yes. Giants, yes. Cowboys, yes. Texans, yes. Raiders, yes. Chiefs, yes. Bye week, yes. Washington, yes. Raiders again, yes. Packers, yes. Jaguars, yes. This is going to be a great team. And I know a lot of, again, hate on the quarterback. I don't care anymore. Okay, Bomani Jones, shout out to Bomani Jones. I like the show. He went on with me in the comments. He gave me the best. It was so clear because I like Bo, obviously not just because of a fan, but I think Bo, who, despite that the media narrative is, well, he just throws behind the line of scrimmage, even though he had the third most deep passing yards in the NFL last year. That's fine. We don't need numbers or statistics if it doesn't support our argument. If you don't like Bo, cool. Bomani Jones said it best. I'm not a Bo. These are his words. I'm not a Bo Nix guy because I watched a lot of college football. Cool. I can't change your opinion on who Bo Nix was between those ages. Fine. Good thing is, you don't have to have that age Bo Nix. You have this age Bo Nix and the current iteration with him, year 2 in Sean Payton's system. And what I expect to also be a better running game because Denver's running backs, for such a great offensive line who was getting pushed, they were top 5 in yards before contact, yet we're still bottom 5 in rush yards. That was the running backs. That was not the O-line not able to get a push. So if this is my biggest take or my hottest take, whatever, again, Tony and I will be here in a few weeks to do our official breakdown of each division. But the Denver Broncos, I'm not 100% sold if they get them the 1 seed. I think Buffalo is going to have a chance to put up a lot of wins. I think Baltimore, obviously, every year is going to have a chance to put up a lot of wins. So I'm not saying 13 guarantees them the 1 seed, but this is a 13-win team. Better coach, better offensive line, better defense. The only teams, in my opinion, that get off the bus and pound for pound are just better: Eagles, the Lions, if their O-line is what it produced last year, Bills, and I think the Ravens, it's closer than people would want to say, but I'd give the Ravens the edge. I think they're better than Kansas City. This is going to be a great football season and a great season for the Denver Broncos. So have all your hate. That's fine. It is what it is. They're going to be a 13-win football team. Moving on from there, Will and I kind of talked about this yesterday, but I wanted to reiterate. I don't care if, as a community of sports fans, if we have unanimous opinions. Because then at least it's an agreed upon construct in which we all have to play by the same rules. I do care when we get really pick and choosy about certain rules or standards or players. And one of the ones that does really bug me, and Will and I talked about this yesterday, is Bleacher Report put out its top 100 list, and some of it's rage baiting, and I get that. But Kobe was 11. And normally the reason for knocking Kobe, wherever you have him on your list, top 3, top 5, top 10, top 20, if you really want to be insane, the first argument is, well, he was Robin to Shaq's Batman. Okay. Out of everybody that's in that top 12, and I think the top 12 are the correct 12 players. I think Hakeem, Kobe, Bird, Magic, Mike, LeBron, Shaq, Russell, Chamberlain, like those are the right 12. Duncan are the right 12 guys. But we're only going to punish Kobe for being Robin. Because last I checked, Magic and Kareem played with each other, but we don't knock either Magic or Kareem, they're both in the top 4. Which I guess means Bleacher Report, if you were to put out your best teams ever, the Showtime Lakers clearly must be the best team ever, right? Now, they're one of, but they clearly must be better than the Bulls. Those two cumulatively are much higher than the, like, Mike's obviously one, Scotty I think's in the 30s. Like, that must be the greatest team ever. Shaq also had Kobe, and then when he won another ring, had D-Wade. Steph, who they rated above Kobe, had Kevin Durant. So why is, again, I'm not here to argue with you. I am here to, in my world and in my holistic view, I just want to further the conversation around sports in a meaningful way. And the only way, in my opinion, you do that is if we all got to play by the same rules. So whether Kobe is 3, 5, 7, 10, 1, 2, whatever, 1 through 10, wherever you put him. I think it's insane to not have him in the top 10, but wherever you're going to put him, make him play by the same rules. If you're going to judge him for having a Hall of Fame teammate for those amount of years, which, by the way, Kobe played much longer of his career without Shaq than with Shaq, still won back-to-back titles. And I love Pau Gasol. I think Pau Gasol is better than probably a lot of people would rank him on a, best player ever list. But Pau's not Kevin Durant, who Steph Curry had. Pau's not Dwayne Wade, who Shaq and LeBron James had. And he's definitely not Magic and or Kareem, who had each other. There's a really strong argument. He's not even Scottie Pippen, who Mike had. So again, I'm not mad wherever you wanted to rank Kobe, as long as we all play by the same rules. That's all I want. Judge him the same way you would anybody else. And that doesn't mean you can't have nuance. That doesn't mean you can't have, a little bit of that. Well, I saw it, and, that it factor that all of these all-time greats have. Just let him play the same rules. It's 90 feet, 48 minutes, 24 seconds on a shot clock. Play by the same rules. I mean, if you want to be a part of one of the coolest, most unique communities, don't forget to like and subscribe.